Keeping it real.
Okay, today, Jonathan O'Halloran is back. I had a great conversation with him before. Why not have him back, right? Let me tell you real quick about Jonathan. I mean, you can go back to the episode he was in, take a listen, learn everything you need to know about where he came from, but this is just a fast synopsis. He had crippling anxiety and a lack of confidence, okay, at one point in his life. But he refused to allow it to stop him from living out his dreams and helping others to do the same, which is very important. With his courage to speak out, face his fears, and some mentors' help along the way, John is thriving now. So he uses his years of experience to help coach his clients to live out their dreams. And would you say that's your purpose now? That's what you're here for?
Yeah, definitely. I'm still trying to figure it out more. But in a nutshell, yeah, basically, I'm an anxiety sufferer myself who's made a lot of progress. I've got 20 years experience facing anxiety. I've been coaching people for 12 years.
Oh, it's been 12 years. I didn't know you had that much under your belt, dude. That's quite a bit.
Yeah.
I would love to hear just some case stories sometime.
Sure. Happy to share that. Are we recording now, right?
Yes, sir.
Oh, great. So yeah, and my message just kind of evolved. But yeah, basically I help people that have got anxiety to change their life. And in the process, I tried to be vulnerable and share the fact that I have real struggles with anxiety too. Some days it's good, some days it's not. And it's not like I'm all my anxieties. It's not like that. And I don't want people to believe that about me because it doesn't make me feel good, for one, and it's not the truth. But yeah, there was periods in my life where I completely overcome a lot of the anxieties, but some of them come back. Obviously, things happen. I've lost a friend died, that's affected me. So I'm still human. I don't want people to think that, oh, this guy, he had anxiety, he doesn't have it anymore. It's like, no,
he turned into a Terminator. Now he has no emotions. No, exactly. that's not Johnny.
That's just not true, and that's not going to help people. That doesn't make me feel good about what I'm doing. So it's a personal thing. People are going to think what they're going to think. But so yeah, I like to continue to develop myself and get better at dealing with the anxiety. Of course, if I could take it all away for me and for everyone, I would. But I'm not able to do that right now. But yeah, people can make a lot of progress.
Certainly are making a difference, helping other people. I know you've changed some lives. And it's been something, I'm sure, dramatic. So that would be for another episode.
Yeah.
Because I know you've done it. And that would make a very entertaining listen to hear what changes that you've made with some of the people that have come to you with their problems. No names, of course, because that's private. There are multiple things that can help you control anxiety, depression, PTSD, all these different mental health maladies that are becoming a problem nowadays for most people. Me and John are going to cover what we have figured out ourselves, but I'm going to go over scientific studies as well. And then I want feedback from John here, telling me what he thinks about what they found in these scientific studies. I'll start with one. And I'm not going to blab too long because I got a great guest here and stealing time from him speaking. So let me run through these real quick. A large analysis of meta-studies has found that exercise is more beneficial for conditions such as anxiety and depression than standard psychotherapy or medications. Most people are not going to believe this, but this is an actual study. Physical activity is 1.5 times more effective at reducing symptoms of depression, psychological stress, and anxiety than medication or cognitive behavior therapy, according to the study's lead author, Dr. Ben Singh. And one note is they tried multiple methods. They all had effect. But I want to call out one thing because I think it's important. Strength training. It lowered all-cause mortality besides just helping with issues with the brain. Of course, exercise is going to overall improve your cardiovascular health. It's going to improve lots of quality of life things, lifestyle-wise. This is the strongest response I got was from strength training. You're gaining some muscle. That's going to raise your metabolism. That's going to create more mitochondria. They're these energy production plants. So you want those. And we need to add muscle, especially as we get older, at least maintain it. Okay, there is also, as I said, me and John's anecdotal evidence. We have found that exercise and a healthy diet can significantly change our mental state. The key is to just start, make achievable small steps, and do not negotiate with the voice in your head. That's what I did to get started at a very early age with the wrong intent, but I'm glad I did it. I wanted aesthetics. I wanted to be Arnold Schwarzenegger. I wanted to be Rambo because I grew up in the 80s era and I saw those extreme physiques. So I thought if I get big enough and muscular enough, I won't get picked on anymore. I'll scare the bullies. I'll be able to kick their ass if I have to. It's all because I need muscles. And then I started wanting to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger. Okay, it took me on my path. As I got older, I realized all these years it's turned into a habit with me because I love the health benefits, including the mental health benefits. So, your turn. Where did this start with you?
Well, yeah, I agree with what you said. And, I mean, well, I hope it can sound arrogant, and this is not to you, Jason, but just because a scientist says something or a doctor, until I experience it, I'm going to make my own mind up. So I agree with the science, but I agree with it because I've lived it and done it from experience. But I think we're so used to hearing doctors and scientists, which is great. At the end of the day, it's people that they've got a profession. I've worked with many doctors and lawyers and scientists, but what I'm saying is I agree with the science because it's true, but I don't need a scientist to tell me that exercise is good for your mental health, to prevent diseases, your spiritual health, because I know it from experience. But obviously some people might be different. They need to hear it. They might hear it from me and they might not value it.
This could be the first time somebody listens to an episode and goes, what are these guys talking about? Really? This could have effects on me, change my life, to make my mental health better? So yeah, it still needs to be said more.
Yeah, so I agree with what you're saying. Definitely, I agree with all those statistics. It helps mental health. It lowers depression. It increases self-esteem. I agree with it. I agree with it.
Okay, now story time. I want your story. I want where you first did some physical activity that you realized, I feel dynamite, because I've had those workouts where I'm like, I can walk up and talk to anybody. Normally I'm nervous, I'm panicky, I have anxiety. I'm just walking with a swagger after this workout. And sometimes it would last 3 or 4 hours. Sometimes it would last the whole damn day. Something like that, I'm supposing happened to you. You felt that amazing feeling it gave your brain.
Yeah.
Tell me all about it.
So yeah, I think like you, Jason, growing up, I had a lot of energy. I was very active and I had bad anxiety. I wasn't diagnosed, but I'm pretty sure I had OCD, ADHD, and I felt nervous sitting down.
Yeah.
When I felt like I wasn't worried about people judging me. So I always loved training. I was born an active person. I couldn't sit still, so I loved it from a young age.
That's a blessing, but in school, they sure do not want you to be moving around all that.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right. It depends on the school. In my school, we had PE, so the other lessons I didn't enjoy. So we went and played football, and I was very happy, like you said. So from a young age,
You had an outlet. You did have an outlet. Okay, that's good.
And as you said, it made me feel good from a young age, and then it continued. Like you, Bruce Lee, Yankees heroes. Just I don't know. I just love training, and even as an adult, and it's continued. I'm 40 now, so from a young kid up until a 40-year-old, at different times of my life, training has saved my life. It's made me friendships. I love training. I've always enjoyed it. I've always loved physical exercise. I actually feel more comfortable, more safe when I'm taking action training. If I'm just sitting around all day or waiting, that's when I struggle with my mind, the anxiety, the intrusive thoughts, the worrying, the overthinking. So
Well said. Well said. The worst thing before we started the podcast, me and Johnny were talking about the fact that isolation and sitting around and listening to that monster that lives in your head when you deal with this stuff, you can't do that. You got to break that cycle. You can't keep doing that. It'll destroy you. And it's, you know, I don't know any better way to put it. It literally, if you give it the authority to do that and you don't take any chances, well, I don't want to talk negative, but it's not going to get you anywhere good. The point is we're passing a positive message here. And Johnny, what he's saying, positive. Just don't let that voice tell you not to do something and keep listening, because you'll keep isolating and things get worse from there. It never gets better. Okay, so what do you do for physical fitness now to maintain? Do you have a regimen? Is there a Monday through Sunday Johnny does this for his physical activity and exercise?
Yeah, I do. I call it daily discipline. I've built it up. It's taken me 6 years from 2017 to now. So
I love you gave it a name.
Yeah, put it daily discipline. I teach that in my business. I didn't plan it. So yeah, I don't train every day. I would say that I probably train about 4 to 5 times a week, and then I take a day or two off, because I think that, to me, it's too much. I'll burn out and then I won't enjoy it. So
unless you're taking massive amounts of steroids, Johnny, you're doing it the right way. You do have to give your body rest.
Exactly.
And then it makes progress incrementally. But if you just keep training every damn day, almost like you hate yourself, which I do believe somebody trains so hard in the gym because they don't like themselves. They literally like to hurt themselves. I've found people like this. You need those 2 days. Rest, sleep in, relax, take a walk, go be with nature, go do whatever else you want to do. You know, that's great. You need that recuperation. You do.
You're spot on, Jason. You're totally right. I agree with what you said. I actually enjoy the rest. You grow stronger when you rest, as you said, and it actually keeps you sane. And I think you're right. Some people, they train from that place, and I'm not judging. I've probably done it too. It's like a hatred.
I've done it.
It doesn't. You don't feel good, do you? Exercise is meant to make you feel better as a person, and to be a better person and enjoy it. So rest is so important. I know we're going to have different arguments, and I love it. People, they can disagree with me. That's their choice. I've overdone it, and I used to have people saying to me, you know, Jonathan, you're going to burn out. And I say, no, but this guy said you got to train every day. All right, keep going. And that's what contributed to me having a mental health breakdown. I wasn't resting enough. I was just doing business, you know, trying to please everyone.
Stress.
Stress is about, you know, Mr. Miyagi, Daniel's son, balance. Must find balance. Find balance in you. Balance in life everywhere. Balance in key.
I would do the crane. I don't got enough room.
Exactly. So
but that's a beautiful reminder always with that Mr. Miyagi comment. It is. Okay, so you have got a great regimen that you know works for you because you feel it, you see progress, you're proud, you feel like you have done something great for yourself. You know that you're actually healthier, you're going to look better, you're going to live longer. All these things are giving you confidence boost. The endorphin release the day you work out, that's a wonderful way to feel better. So you got it down. This system of yours is working. And I told Johnny earlier, I hate to admit this live, but I stalk him on social media because I'm in Texas.
That's all right. I stalk you as well. I watch your stuff. Spoke about it before we recorded it. I love what you're doing. I love talking to you. I love what you're doing, and you're smart, and you're a good person, Jason. You're helping people. You're helping me too, and that's why I love it.
You've helped me in dark times. I'll tell you that. That's why I recommend anybody go look at John's material, because you can go back years if you still got all your stuff on there. It doesn't matter. It was all relevant. I'm sure by this time you might have learned some things and removed some things and, you know, corrected some things, but overall, great information, and the standards hold true. So check out John's stuff. But yeah, man, I follow John. I stalk him to see what's he doing for business. What's he eating like? And I see these beautiful plates that look like a master chef made them. Did they? Did you go out to eat? Okay. I was gonna say, John's a good cook.
Yeah, I used to always think I wasn't a good cook, so I learned. I got inspired. My friend.
Thank you, John.
You're welcome. I put those out so people can see them and go and cook. I put them out to help people. It's accountability for me and them. Anyone's welcome to stalk, to watch it, to copy it, to go out. That's why I do all this. I do it so people change their life. I enjoy doing that, and
they see it's possible. John does it.
Yeah, it is possible. I never thought I could do it. I had a food addiction my whole life. I still got a battle with sugar and all of it. So it's not like it's over. It's a battle every day. I'm eating healthy now. I never thought I could do it. I know it's cliche now, but I never thought I could eat healthy. I really struggle with that.
Really?
A friend helped me, so you can do it. Anyone can do it who wants to do it and who's willing to put the work in.
I mean, this may be, some people might go, okay, this is far-fetched, but eating junky food can turn into almost an addiction. In my sense, the way that I feel about it, wholeheartedly, I believe that lots of these chemicals and things they put in there are very much to form a flavor palette, a connection where it hits your brain, instant dopamine, pleasure chemicals. So you form a strong connection, and once you do, you'll think about it and you can start salivating like Pavlov's dog. You want that stuff. So you'll run to Taco Bell, or you'll run over to Whataburger, or whatever it is. There's a science to it. They've got it down. So it's not easy to break over to the side Johnny's on, where he's eating healthy foods and whole foods. He's trying to stay away from all of the processed, ultra processed junk that's out there, period, which I applaud you on. That's so freaking hard to do.
No, but I've got to say though, Jason, which is good. I do eat unhealthy, like here and there. Yesterday I had a whole day of eating ultra processed food, and I'm not going to feel guilty about it, but I want people to know. I don't want people to think I'm perfect. I'm not, but I am consistent. I eat clean most days, but yesterday I allowed my eat out, and I enjoyed it. Because no one's perfect, Jason. I'm not, so that's part of.
You don't want to, and you don't want to be, do you? Perfection is the enemy of good.
I know, as you said, that voice in my head wants me to be perfect, because we all have things,
and it can't be.
Never stops. But no, I don't want. I don't want. You can't be. What is perfect? I mean, how? How did you be perfect?
I don't know, man. If you're God, I'm not God. I'm not God. So I already know I'm gonna screw up every day. But I'll tell you what, on my diet, I pretty much got it down now where I'm 90 to 95%. It's all natural. It goes to me, and I do exactly what you do. Every once in a while I go, I deserve a hamburger. I deserve a meal out at a restaurant that I really like. Oh, it's birthday. I can have a piece of the birthday cake or cheesecake or whatever somebody's having. Because if the majority of my life I'm making an effort to put good food in me, my body will deal with one day.
100%.
One meal.
Well, I was going to ask you about your diet. Come on, even the science says, doesn't it? It's fine now and then, because even my friend said, who passed away, Nick, a mentor and a friend, he was very strict, but he said, it's not good for your mental health. If you can eat clean every day, great, but it could make you depressed, as you said. We don't want the very thing that we're doing that should be making us happy and not depressed or suicidal to backfire. So I think it's good now and then to have some junk food. I think our body's designed, I think it's back to balance again. I think if you just didn't have a chocolate or a bit of cake or a burger, that would be a really challenging way to live, and that could affect someone's mental health, because you're trying to be too perfect and eat clean. And if you make a mistake,
that's a great point.
You hate yourself, you feel ashamed, and I don't want people to feel like that. So if you can eat clean every day, I applaud you, and if that makes you happy, please do that. It's none of my business. But I don't eat clean every day, and I'm not sure if I want it, but I eat clean most days. I'm still learning about diet. I'm a beginner. And I could eat a hamburger now. I'm craving a burger now. And
I want a damn burger now, damn it.
So, yeah.
That sounds good.
We're all a work in progress, man.
This is true. So it's a great point that John brought up is you can actually get to micromanaging every protein, carb, fat, and macronutrient when you want to get down to like your vitamins and minerals. And some people do this. How long is that going to last before you get burnout? Even if I tell you that's what you need to do, I look at, scientifically, they always look at adherence factor. What is the chances in 5 years we have adherence to this protocol? What's the chance in 1 year? Whatever it is. And if you make things too complicated, or the person just simply doesn't like it, they're probably not going to stick with it. So many times we've talked about how do you do it? Well, start slow. Just like you do with your mental training. With Johnny, I'm not going to go give a speech in front of a stadium crowd. I'm going to start by walking up to people in the street and asking them what time it is. Maybe I've done that enough, and now I'm ready to speak to 10 people at Toastmasters. Eventually, get to the stadium. If that's what you want, keep going. But same thing with diet. Start slow. What's the number one change you can make real quick? I say cut out sugar.
That's great.
Number one thing, try cutting out sugar. Don't touch it. Keep eating what you're eating. Go for 1 month without sugar. Next month, try cutting out something else that you know is not going to be good for you, like any processed food. I'm talking even bread. Most people think bread's not processed. Well, why don't you look on it? Read the ingredients. Unless you made it, you don't want it.
Jason, I love your advice. I'm trying to do that more in all my messages on this podcast, to simplify it and just say to people, keep eating unhealthy. And if you want to start, like you said today, I've got to throw it. Just start.
I love apples.
Eat an apple every day. Drink some water. Continue eating bad food. Don't judge yourself. And wean off. See where it goes. You might not want to do it. You might disagree with me. Try it. If you want to eat healthy, you want to get fit, like what you said, quit sugar or cut down the ultra-processed foods or stop eating bread. That would be a good example, because most bread's not good for you. Most of it is ultra-processed. It's full of chemicals and the wrong stuff and too much of, and I like brown bread, but I've actually cut it out because
one of the benefits, sourdough, it's pre-digested, so it's easier on your system for you to take it in.
Right.
Sourdough, it's unusual how it's made. It's just a little different. It's pre-digested by bacteria that give that sour taste, which actually is wonderful for your digestion. But then it comes to who made the sourdough bread.
Exactly.
You can learn how to make your own sourdough bread, folks. You love sourdough bread, learn how to make it. You're going to have to do some things that you probably don't want to do. But getting healthy means you got to learn, honestly, unless you got tons of money, you got to learn how to cook.
That was nice. One of my clients is a personal trainer. He does other stuff. Great guy. And I said, when I was mentoring him in my 1-year program, and I said, Adam, could you give me some advice? And he said, cook at home. And I said, I love your teaching because you got so much knowledge and you just made it simple. And I think a lot today, people want simple advice. There's so much good stuff on there. And I try, it's hard for me. I try to simplify my teaching.
Great point.
When you've got anxiety, you've read a lot of books, you've gone online, you've got all the information.
You're looking 50 directions. You need one.
Simplifies it. And when you get that right, you can go complicated stuff that will calm your mind down, your ego. And as you said, I eat meat, but if I decide next month I'm going to give up, I can give up. Nothing's permanent. You can change it. You can chop it up. You can go that way. You can go that way. I think people feel like they have to stick at something to be stuck in it. And if they don't do it, they're letting down an expectation. And that, I don't think that works for a lot of people. I think you need room.
Right. Having some outrageous diet tossed in your lap and you going from the standard diet of people you're in London?
Yeah, UK, London.
So the standard diet of people in America, if somebody tosses my diet in their lap They're going to go, I can't do this. There's no way. This is too hard. This is too much protein. I can't eat that much. I don't even like some of these foods. Well, that's why we're talking about taking steps. Don't try and force profound, quick, extraordinary changes in steps, because, like I said, a lot of these foods are actually addictive. And when you start severing ties with them, some people have withdrawals. They really do. They feel horrible. With sugar, I've seen it numerous times.
You're so right, Jason. I've been going through it at the moment. I've been having a lot of good experiences, but I've been having a lot of withdrawal symptoms for the sugar because I was eating so much cakes and chocolates a couple of years ago. I can feel it now in my body now. It's ulcerating. It's craving the food. It's like it's shouting.
It wants it.
It wants it. It wants its fix. As you said, it's an addiction's an addiction. Whether it's food, it's drugs, it's alcohol, it's people pleasing, it's negative things. It's all addictive behaviors.
Yeah. Very good point. So I think that's cool that me and you kind of covered the area of nutrition, which I wasn't going to make a big deal about this episode. I was going to tell you more about exercise, but we just gave some very helpful information for people that are trying to make this first transition over into nutrition. Is do it step by step. Keep it simple, like Johnny said. Don't try and make a huge change in your diet at once. This is what happens every time. 12 weeks, 8 weeks, somebody makes great strides doing whatever diet they're on. But you know what? They can't keep doing it. They've got a date set when to quit, and they quit.
Yeah.
Usually most people go, I'm going to try this for 12 weeks, and this is amazing. And then they think, well, I can go back having the foods that I was having before, and all the weight comes right back on. Diets don't work that way. It's got to become a lifestyle, not a diet. This is the way I live now. This is the way I eat. Right?
10 out of 10. That's what I was trying to say lately. People are asking me, how did you get to this level of discipline? And it's a lifestyle. I've dedicated my life to it. If I don't do that, I'm not going to stick to it. So as you said, discipline, dieting, if it's going to be just a fad or a popularity thing, I'm not going to stick with it. I'm going to give it up. I'm not going to value it. I'm not going to put my heart and soul into it. So, and that's been a gradual relationship building up to it. Like a relationship, you date, you're not sure, and then you get to know each other, then you fall in love and you commit. It's a commitment.
Great metaphor. Yes.
That's what I wanted, we agree. As the Americans say, we're chopping it up. It's a lifestyle. But people put pressure. They want to go from, being overweight or out of shape or not eating healthy and get to where you've got to and I got to. And you can't be like that. You've got to earn it. You can't get to where David Goggins has got. You've got to do your journey. You can learn from different people. And that's
absolutely. Take what you can, leave the rest. There's something for you there. Whatever it is, forget the rest. Take another little bit from somebody else. You'll compile your own. You'll learn what works best for you doing this kind of stuff. And eventually you'll have your own little system that works perfect for you.
Exactly. And what you were saying earlier, Jason, before we recorded, don't be scared to ask people for help. That's why I asked you for some advice and help, because I don't know everything. And I like learning. I like receiving that. So sometimes,
me too.
People's pride gets in the way and they don't want to learn from someone because they feel embarrassed. Or you can't be like that if you want to change your life, change your lifestyle. Doesn't matter what level you're at. Someone knows more than you. Listen to people. Humble yourself. Of course, if they're negative, don't listen to them. Ignore negative people. You know that. Humble yourself. It doesn't matter where you are. You could be a teacher. You could be the best at what you do. No one knows everything about everything. Humble yourself. That's why I love all this. I love humbling myself every day, training, learning. But I understand.
Well, you share, you get back. So.
Oh man, you share your heart. You give a lot, you get back. And if you don't get nothing back, it doesn't matter, because it feels good to give, and it always comes back when you do good things and you share. It always does.
Yeah, as I was just about to say, I believe in this karmic scale of balance that the universal God has made, to where if you're a good person, you're helping other people, you're genuine, You're not even looking for anything for it. Somehow something's going to pop up in your life. Something good's going to happen for you. Now, everybody out there can think I'm woo-woo or I'm full of crap, but I've seen it exercised over and over again in my life. When I am not after getting something, I genuinely help somebody, I do something good for someone, then it's like somehow, it's like a seesaw. It's like I gave something, now it's going to come back my way. It's just, that's the way it goes. And that's the way I feel about it. But some people just, they don't like that esoteric talk about the world and everything. But I think if you do what Johnny said, you'll find it works. It really does.
Definitely.
Give and you'll get. You won't even, not because you want, you're expecting that somebody's supposed to pay you back or do some favor for you. Do it because you care. Watch and wait. If something fabulous doesn't come as an offer your way, or somebody wants to help you when you least expect it, or you get an opening to do something great and you can make a lot of money, or who knows, maybe you need a new car and somebody's like, hey, I got this car I don't care about, I'll give it to you. Whatever. Things can happen. And
exactly.
It's amazing with love, giving. With love, I give because I only care to see you be better, because I've been through shit and I know it hurts. I know it sucks. If I can do anything to give somebody some help, just do it. Do it within reason. Don't make yourself a slave to giving, because you got to stay alive too. But help people where you can.
100%, Jason. I totally agree.
Yeah. So we were talking about the fact that exercise has so many benefits for the mental health. And so I included the nerdy stats at the beginning. I've got a list here of all the different things from this test that it helped out. So let's start off with number 1, neurotransmitter regulation. A lot of nerdy words, I know. Neurotransmitters are in your brain. They send signals back and forth. Okay, neurotransmitters are normally like serotonin, dopamine, GABA, glutamate. There's all these different transmitters. Each one of them designed to do a different thing. So if you have malfunctions in transmitting neurological signals and these certain aspects of brain chemicals even being made, then you got some serious problems. You probably don't feel right. Even if everything else in your life is good, you could be depressed and not know why, or anxious and you don't understand it. It could be neurotransmitter problems. So that's where a lot of people in the medical world are going to immediately push you towards a drug. Because we got to start trying drugs that are going to fix this neurological imbalance, this condition. I say most of these conditions are created by lack of oxygen, lack of blood flow, leaky brain barrier, bad food, toxins in it, toxins in your water, toxins in the air. All can be mediated by exercise, and then, like Johnny told us about, nutrition. If you'll take care of those things, you might realize your brain comes out of this fog and the real you starts kind of showing up every day. You start feeling better. If you feel better, you're less anxious. You're less panicky, right?
Yep. Definitely.
That's another reason you're working out too, because you feel better when you do it.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
We'll go for the number 2, stress reduction. Regular physical activity helps reduce stress by lowering cortisol levels. It provides an outlet for pent-up tension and promotes relaxation, fostering a more balanced mental state. Totally agree. I don't think people in general move enough. We're meant to move. We're designed to move. And if you don't move and you have a stressful job, or you've got some resentment or anger built up towards somebody, I mean, there's ancient traditions of people that shake off stuff, like they do these shaking ceremonies and stuff, and they scream and just to get it out of their system. Well, it's very similar. If you go work out, you're going to experience something of this sort. So
yeah,
I would definitely say you need to consider exercise if you have high stress in your life. Have you ever had real stressful situations where a workout like helped out or?
Oh, absolutely. I was going to add to what you said and agree. You're right.
Go ahead.
If you're angry and you've got resentment towards someone who's upset you, if you go and do a run for half an hour, 40 minutes, see how you feel about that situation. You feel less angry. So exercise is good for emotional problems. It's good for all these things. And I like that you're breaking down the science, because you can explain it through science. You can explain it through, normal language,
layman's terms. That's what they call it for us people that are not medical experts, which I am nowhere near a medical expert. Layman's terms is kind of just bringing down the language barrier to where anybody can understand what you're saying.
Exactly. And that's kind of my message in the language I use to connect with as many people as I can around the world. So yeah, if you're angry or stressed or whatever emotion, what's bothering you, well, you've got a big decision to make. Go for a run, go and do a weight session, and then see how you feel after. You'll always feel better, scientifically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally.
So I'm in total agreement with what you just said. I have nothing to add to that. So let us move on to the next one. Improve sleep. Now sleep is very, very important. Do you get good sleep?
My sleep's been amazing lately, and it's funny you said that, because I'm going to start to speak about that more on my channel, my platform, because it's something that I have periodically really struggled with, and I know all people do, not just quote-unquote anxiety sufferers. My sleep is amazing at the moment. I'm getting up about 4 a.m. in the morning, 6 a.m., and I'm going to bed about 8 or 9, and that would be impossible before, but I've helped that up. I built that up, and on some days I might stay up a bit late today to reward myself. So yeah, if I don't sleep right, it affects me. It affects my mental health. I have more anxiety. I don't feel as confident. My thought patterns are different. I'm a bit more moody. And the science has proven that. But listen, I'm going to say what I know from experience in teaching and living. It works. It's important, but I know it's not always easy to get sleep because the mind activity, what's going on, your patterns. So yeah,
that's a part that can be difficult. What if your mind won't shut off? What if I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't get back to sleep?
Exactly. If you've had it, Jason, I'm sure you had. I've had times where I'm actually happy and excited and I can't sleep because I'm in a good mood, or I'm excited about something's gone well, or you've helped a client.
I definitely remember childhood days and Santa Claus coming doing that to me.
Oh. You had it as well at Christmas. I couldn't sleep the whole night. I couldn't.
Yeah, you can't wait. Okay, so just to add on to this, quality sleep is vital for mental health. It allows the brain to recharge, consolidate memories, contributes to emotional resilience. This is the time that you're shutting down for healing and resetting for the following day. So that means a lot of your major, again, neurochemicals, hormones, all the things your body needs to run the next day are being taken care of when you're laying down in bed. So it's very important you get that. And I don't remember how long it takes somebody to go without sleep, not a wink of sleep, but they've had people die from doing tests of this, believe it or not.
Of
course, what the kind of test people they don't want people to know about, they can cause psychosis. I believe within 48 hours of no sleep, people start hallucinating. So nobody's going to take it that far. I get it. Yeah. But I'm just stressing the importance. It's like, to me, everybody thinks just it's food, it's water, it's this and that. And they forget about, hey, everybody has to sleep. And is yours good, or is it trash? Is it a dumpster fire? If I measured you, are you actually sleeping 3 hours a night? You lay in bed 8 hours, but is 3 hours of it sleep? That's horrible. You're not rebuilding. There's no good things happening. In fact, you're going to accelerate your aging process. And you're going to be in a mental fog, meaning easier to have depression and anxiety.
Well, that's what you said. When I was going through my mental health recovery for a psychotic breakdown, a lot of my recovery was actually deep sleeping. I got so much.
How did you get deep sleep? How did you get the deep sleep?
Okay. Well, firstly, from the medication that I was on that knocked me out. Medication. Yeah, the medication and the stress that I was under.
May I ask what kind of medication? You don't have to reveal that at all.
I'm open. I'll say it. I want to help people. I was on a quetiapine, so it was an antipsychotic medication. That was the medication.
It knocked you out?
Yeah, it knocked me out. It made me have 12 to sometimes 14 hours sleeps. But I'm not a big fan of medication. Again, I wouldn't tell people to do it. It's their choice, right? I took it for a while and it helped me, but I'm not embarrassed or ashamed about medication.
You shouldn't be. I still think they serve a purpose sometimes, especially responsibly used. It just sucks when people get into an abusive cycle. But if they can do it for a short time and it helps benefit them getting where they're going, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I was lucky because the people around me were good and they never forced me. I made a decision through my own, decision making. And then they said, we recommend don't stay on them for more than 2 years. So it was about 2 years I was on them, then I come off them. But anyway, my point being, I still practice that now. I was saying to a client and a friend, every now and then, Jason, something I do, I have a really long sleep. I give myself permission that I can sleep the whole day if I want. I don't feel guilty because I work hard, I train hard. So that long sleep makes me recover. And I think there's a lot in that. But I'd say to everyone,
I do too,
see what works for you. Sleep is important, really, really important, as we know. But I think sometimes these obvious things, we get so used to hearing it, it goes in one ear, it goes out the other. Everybody knows eating healthy is important. Everyone knows exercising healthy. Everyone knows quality sleep. But because it sounds too simple, people can easily go, oh yeah, I've heard all that before. But it's like, no, hold on a minute. Are you applying it though? Are you living it? Because you can know something because you've been told it for years and your intellect and your ego. Are you applying it though? Because I know many things, if I'm not doing them, then I'm not getting the benefits from them. I got a bit passionate.
Isn't that the truth? How many people that buy self-help books have got a stack of them at the house that they've read and they know, but application, when it comes time to talk to them about that, they haven't done anything.
Well,
that's the big case that Johnny's presenting you here with is, it's okay, it's great to fill your head with good knowledge, pertinent knowledge that will change your life, but then act on it.
Well, like you said, Jason, if you don't mind, right, I'm going to beat this voice in my head. That's where my teaching comes in mentorship. I take people that are a lot more smarter than me. They've got degrees, I haven't got a degree, and I help them to face their fears and actually live it in real life. But to apply the knowledge they've got that they're scared to apply because the anxieties, because you can know about the science, the diet, the education, the business, you can know everything about life. But if you haven't got the current, you live
I
it.
wish I could come to London. You'd change my life.
I appreciate you changed my life too, Jason. It doesn't.
I'd take you to the gym.
I'd love to do a workout with you, man. I totally enjoy it because I love our conversations and the energy. I'd love it. You never know.
It'd be a great time. Yeah, you're right. You're about to say anything possible? Yes, it is.
You come to London, we can go and train together. If I come to the States, I know that you've said I can train with you as well.
Absolutely. Okay, so that's going to happen. I'm putting that out into the universe right now, just so they know that they got to set that up. Me and John are going to have a workout and spend some time together sometime soon. How?
Possibly.
The universe figured it out for us. Okay, next is mind-body connection.
I love that.
Yeah.
Love it.
Hey, go ahead. No, you had something to say about it.
Do you know why I love that word? Because I've heard many people say it. You said it. I've heard David Goggins say it. People throughout all my life, and because it says everything in that. It says it all there, and I feel the connection when you say it. It's like my body understands that language. Mind-body connection through training, exercising, dieting. I just love that.
That's a higher understanding. You just feel it's good. You just know it's the right information. Just talking about it. Exercise emphasizes the mind-body connection. Exercise can be compared to mindfulness and meditation.
Yeah,
We know this is how you can learn to still the brain, quiet it down, and then you can direct your thinking, direct your breathing, focus on something else. It puts you in the driver's seat instead of the central nervous system driving you. Your brain starts telling it what to do by practice. So is that not amazing that exercise can do what mindfulness and meditation does?
100%. I'm gonna go a little bit funny, a little bit of Bruce Lee, and take some of what you said.
Please, Bruce Lee. You talk about my favorite people.
Yeah, your viewers will get it, and if I mess up, that's fine. I'm okay with it. What starts out as a running session or a gym session or a boxing session turns into a meditation and a prayer if you stick it long enough. So it's true. When people say, what do you run? What do you get out of it? It's praying for me. If I go for a run, I get into a space where, and I literally am praying with my own faith, saying, thank you, God.
You go somewhere else, right? Yeah. Your mind is not focusing on the pain.
I go somewhere else, man. But when I first started, it wasn't like that. I was in my head, you're kind of self-aware. So
that's when running sucks then.
I love running, actually. I used to suck. I've actually grown to.
I'm just saying, you're developing the ability to go somewhere else, to think about other things while you're doing the physical activity. There's like a stillness or a quietness where you can just talk to yourself, have certain thoughts that you want to, and it turns into, like you said, a meditation to do your run.
Right. Listen, for a second, forget science, forget everyone. I'm going back to what you said earlier, Jason, the best truth to come out of this podcast show. You said it, that voice. We all struggle with that voice. I do, and it can get really
monster. I just call it the monster.
Let's call it the monster. That cruel that we all deal with, every human being, even scientists, doctors, everybody, all walks of life. We all got that voice that is critical, judgmental, scary, intrusive times. So going into that place, asides that voice, it eradicates it, it calms it, it gets you in your body, gets you peaceful. You feel like you're on a different, you don't need nothing when you're in that place. You don't need any likes on the internet and all that kind of stuff. It's
true, so true.
No words, peace.
Yeah, that's one thing you said might make a good point to some people. If you're maybe already doing workouts or runs or working out at the gym, and you're always cranking music or something else, maybe try stopping using your headphones for just a little bit. See what happens when you're stuck with yourself, when you have to face yourself and that dialogue.
That's amazing wisdom. I was thinking about that the other week, what you said, because I've got an addiction to music when I train because it gives me good emotions and it helps calm my anxiety.
It does do all this stuff. It does do all this stuff. Yeah.
But I think you and David Goggins spoke to me, and my fears got in the way. I love facing fears and admitting them. A part of me didn't want to do that because then I'd have to deal with more of my intrusive thoughts, my anxieties. But when I have got into that space, I got a little bit today, I could get there without the music. So again, no judgment. We're trying not to judge, help people, help all of us. I will start letting go of the music because you and David Goggins inspired me, Jason, because it is a crutch for me. There is an addiction there because it gives me the strength when I'm struggling to get past the next hump.
It's been proven scientifically the power of music.
With more about music, then more levels of peace. I can help more people. So I'm gonna make a note of that. That was great.
Maybe it's something you don't have to do like all the time. Like David Goggins won't deal with anything like that. I mean, he's as hardcore as you want to get. Great. I respect him for it. He's awesome, so motivational, and he has shared so much great material over the years.
Yeah,
I just, every once in a while, just see what my mind is talking about. What does it want to tell me? Because I can't hear it when I'm distracting myself, blocking it out all the time.
I agree. And for me, Jason, what we said, having a good relationship with yourself, we're all trying to love ourselves more. We all want love and to give more love out. You've got to go with the flow. So some days I love listening to music. Other days I'll let the music go, so you don't have to be fixated. At the end of the day, people have got to do what they enjoy and what works for them. But if I'm being honest, a gun to the head, what is it? I think training with no music, because what if someone took music away and you couldn't rely on music? You had to rely on nature and yourself. So I agree. I think that would be a better discipline without music, but I like training music as well. I don't know if this is true, Jason. I heard this. I don't know if it's factual. I heard that Bruce Lee was the first person to invent training to music. I don't know if that's factual.
I don't know if there's any validity to that or not. I know quite a bit about Mr. Bruce Lee, and I was a humongous fan of him, but I don't remember anything about that. So it could very well be true. It could very well be true.
I was going to make a joke to say it could have been an intrusive thought.
You were invaded. Okay, so next is endorphin release. Exercise triggers the release of endorphins, often referred to as feel-good hormones. You've heard of them, right?
Oh, 100%. I knew about endorphin release. Yeah, I knew about that many years ago.
I just wanted to make sure I'm not speaking Spanish or something here.
Oh, no, please do. Anything that I don't know, I'll ask you, Jason. I like learning.
Yeah, please do. Please do. I'd love to clarify. Okay, so endorphin is referred to as the feel-good hormone. You probably heard of the runner's high or some people experiencing euphoria. These are the body's natural painkillers being released and mood elevators, contributing to an overall sense of well-being that can last for hours and in some cases for the entire day. And it's also tied into, believe it or not, the cannabinoid system that you were born with. That's kind of odd, isn't it?
Go for it, enlighten me.
Your cannabinoids, everybody's going to think of weed. Smoking THC, smoking a Big J, Snoop Dogg in it.
Right.
Okay. Endorphins can create a feel-good, runner's high, euphoric feeling. These all sound to me not THC related, because I've smoked weed before and I've had this endorphin release before. I'll pick the endorphin release any day. It's amazing. Maybe this more correlates to, we have a lot of different kinds of receptors. Maybe it's more of the CBD hemp derivative kind that doesn't produce a you can't say that THC is psychedelic, but it does kind of create a completely different experience. If you've had CBD or you haven't, I don't know. Any experience?
I haven't done any like psychedelic plants, but when I had a mental breakdown, I had a psychotic experiences and I experienced hallucinations. So I have been in those states, and that's like maybe. So, but yeah, like you said, you know, a lot of the states that people might chase through smoking weed or other things, you can get there naturally. Like you said today, I'm getting the high now from the run I done. I ran shortly before we did this interview, and I enjoyed it, but I was thinking, why do I feel quite anxious after the run today? And sometimes it happens. Now I'm getting I'm on a bit of a high now. I'm getting the euphoria from the run. All this stuff works, but I think to your point, I think the body, we can get most of the natural highs or reliefs or healing from doing the real thing. I mean, there's a lot to say in that. A lot of these things you figure out through, well, certainly from my experience, I learned a lot of these things through actually doing them and practicing them. And then I'll hear scientists like yourself talk about it, or what's that famous guy now? Is it Andrew Huberman? Is that the right name?
Oh, Dr. Andrew Huberman, from Stanford. Yep. He's very, very smart. He gives lots of free material out, wonderful stuff.
Yeah, well, I saw him speaking with Goggins, and he'll say things, and I'll be like, that I've experienced that personally. He's broken down the scientific language of it, which may not be the language that I would use, but I'm like, that confirms that he's right. I've experienced that through my training or my healing or teaching or dieting or working on certain habits, or I know that you call it in the state biohacks, or changing your sleep pattern or having cold showers. So a lot of the scientific language and facts, I've experienced that through my own walk of life, my own training, my own understanding, my own knowledge or intellectual, spiritual, emotional, psychological way of understanding, processing. So I get confirmation. I'm like, oh, I've experienced that. I thought that, or I didn't know that. So I like the language that you learn through the process of training, learning, studying, falling over, making mistakes.
Oh, lots of them.
And connect. Yeah.
Yeah, but you do learn. And then you can take this, and one of the most wonderful things is being able to grab this information, throw it down. Like I wrote up everything so I could share it with you today here on this. That one of my favorite things besides like artwork and doing graphic design and podcasting and going to the gym is writing. And nobody really knows that about me, but that's how these podcasts are constructed, because I research and write down, and I take personal anecdotal evidence that I have experienced and can share and correlate it, put it down, and give it to somebody out there that may very well need it.
No, that's great to know that you love writing, Jason. You always enjoyed writing from when you were younger at school.
Yeah, I really think I did. I feel like the school system killed a lot off in me for a good while. I got very objective to the whole school system, and lots of people will agree with me on this. I guess it's that time period you're trapped inside the school. The buzzer's going off. Run to your class. Sit down. Shut up. Raise your hand if you need anything or got an answer to a question. Do route memorization of all the BS we teach you about whatever it is. And turn off. Huge turn off. I was so curious when I was young. I studied encyclopedias. I read everything about animals. Always anatomy, whatever. I was interested in all this stuff. Luckily, I had a dad who got me these great books that I could study up and read on all this stuff, because I wasn't getting it at school.
I was going to ask you, Jason, do you find that you learn better from studying and reading, researching, and then going out and taking action? Do you learn better that way, or what does it do for you? Because I'm fascinated in how people learn and what process they use and how they go about it.
Yeah, I do learn from research, but I feel like I cement the process once I share. And I think you can find scientific studies on this is once you teach or share something you have knowledge of, it puts it away in a memory bank somewhere that it's on recall so much easier than if you just would have read it.
Yeah.
So you may know it, but you get a better understanding and you get better recall of it if you'll teach it and share it. So that's what I like to do if I can, but I've got so much stuff written down, I don't know if I could ever share it with anybody. Maybe I need to make a tome of all my journals and stuff.
No, I'm glad you read that of me, and you're really smart in the way that you explain things. And I was going to say, I don't know if you found it, Jason. I found that journaling and writing, after I go for a run, I love writing. I used to be scared to write growing up. My grammar weren't great. I think writing's great for anxiety and processing and learning, especially if you've done a workout.
Yes,
you get
sir. Yes, sir.
Knowledge, and as you said, when you share things, you learn more, and it gets stored in the brain more. And we back to what we said again.
Writing it, just back to that scientific study I was talking about. Next to teaching, writing is the next best thing.
Yeah.
That's why journaling is so damn important. Write your day down, even if it sucked balls. Write it all down.
Yeah. I was going to say, when I need a bit of help or I want to learn, sometimes going online, something written will affect me very differently to a video. So if I read a post from you or David Goggins on their Instagram, I get a lot of strength or inspiration because it's in writing, and the way that I absorb it is a bit different to listen to a podcast. And I love podcasts, and I like actually learning, through taking action. So I think there's value in writing and sharing your teachings with writing. Another way of people can learn and, improve themselves.
Oh, absolutely. One thing I hope to do in the future is take some of these writings and condense them into a more digestible format and get them out to people where they can have like a PDF or something they can download, and it'll teach them on this subject that I know a lot about. This subject, because I've written for so many years now, I could take lots of it and give out some very helpful knowledge information with it.
Yeah.
That'd be a good side hustle. We'll talk that out. Johnny may have some good info on how to do that.
Oh, definitely. We can talk about business on another thing. I've got a lot of experience in that, and I teach that in some of my mentorship programs. And I've got experience. I don't know everything about business. I've been running a business for a long time, failed a lot, succeeded, still learning. We could talk on that if you want.
I would love to hear your business background. I know you do run a business, and you got gigs where you're speaking in front of large groups of people that get tickets to come or whatever they do to come see you. And then you're coaching people. And so you got a legitimate business as a coach. And I don't really got any kind of a business set up except for my personal training. And it's a small portion of my income. Most of us doing other stuff, like graphic design. I do audio editing for people. Lots of freelance work.
I get it. No, that's great. Yeah.
I mean, you can make those businesses. You could turn it into something, a business. I just never have. I don't have knowledge on marketing. I am horrible with marketing. I'll tell you that.
Well, you know what, Jason? I'll do more videos on my channel then, educating people on how to turn a hobby into a business, because I've done it. I'm doing it for some of my committed clients. My client, Phil, he was a qualified.
I wish more people would do exactly what you just said. Turn their hobbies into a business somehow. I think people, even if they made a little less money and they're doing what they love for a living, I think their life would improve tenfold.
Well, listen to this, right? I'll share one thing, a tip. It may not make sense. It makes sense to me. It's worked for me and my clients. I found that exercising regularly helps you to improve your finances, and it helps you to build a business because it gives you all of the characteristics, all the strength, all the confidence to handle rejection, to deal with the anxieties and the stress that comes with paying tax, making money, selling, helping other people to make money, providing a service. It gives you a lot of the that you need to do that, to deal with those anxieties that comes with running a business and building a business and taking an idea that you enjoy, that you're not getting paid for yet. And that's a part of my story to share, is to help people to earn money doing something that's good and positive. Because I've been down, when I had a breakdown, I lost all my money. I didn't have any money. I was really struggling. I know what that's like, and it's been an ongoing struggle, my journey as well, with having money, not having it. So the whole exercising and what I'm doing on the platform and doing with you is to help people to improve all areas of life, if they want to do that, of course, because there's no limits once you put your mind to it and you put the work in. And as you said, you've got a lot of experience in areas. There's areas that you don't know what you're doing, same as me.
Oh, I don't know crap about business like you're talking about doing and stuff. So, I mean, I could learn tenfold, I'm sure, with you talking about it for an hour or two.
Yeah. What I would say, as we're on this call, as we said, you're already doing a lot of value. You've got loads of information. Just package some of it in a product and sell it. Do some mentorship. You can coach people on Zoom. You can charge them for that because you've got a lot of experience. You can do a program in person. You can create an online program. There's many creative ways that you can do it, but I make business simple for people. It's about selling what you do, putting a price on it, finding a market, giving a lot of value, building trust, being honest. I'm, as you know, Jason, I'm not into the whole, lying to people and all this tricks. I just do business the way I talk to people. Be honest, be straight.
I know there's no sleazy sales guy tactics with you.
No. And that's how I teach our family. So, that's something that you could do if you wanted to do that.
Oh, good God, man. Yeah, I want to.
No. Yeah. You could definitely do it. Listen, it's not as bad, it's not as scary as people think. All the fears that you face in your life, all the years already, Jason, all the knowledge you've got, I call it transferable skills. Many people that I've mentored have been successful in many areas of their life. They might be married, they got a degree at uni, they've traveled the world. They're terrified of starting a business because of what comes of that, and I've helped them to do it. And I was terrified when I started. I didn't go business school. I wasn't qualified. I did minimum wage jobs. I was on welfare a lot, and I faced my fears. I built a brand through hard work, building trust, providing value, and a lot of these things were naturally in me. I had these things in me, and I believe most people have got it in them. It's the fear that stops them. And the strategies are online. I teach people strategy, marketing, but the most important thing is the courage to do it, put the work in, and to say to someone, look, you're getting a lot of value from what I'm doing. You're enjoying it for free. I've got a paid service if you're interested. What's the worst that they could say, Jason? They could say, no, it's too expensive, not right now, thank you. If you could handle that, someone will say, actually, yeah, I'm interested, Jason. How much is it? Oh, it's $1,000. Is it $2,000? It's $10,000, or it's $19,000. Yeah, I want to start, Jason. How do I pay? Here's the payment method. Let's get started.
Right. It said overcoming the fact that you are not imposter, which is one of the things that comes across. Lots of people that have incredible knowledge in their field of interest that they love, they feel like imposters. And why would anybody want to buy my stuff? That little monster in their head it's telling them a bunch of bad stuff. And it's like, these people want what you have because they don't know anything about this. They need your expertise, but yet you talk yourself out of it. It happens.
It's back to that voice again, that anxiety. And that's why I'm fascinated with this whole journey and talking to you. And I'm still learning that if we don't get control over our anxiety, it shows up everywhere. It stops us setting a business up, earning a living.
Son of a bitch is waiting around every corner.
It wants to sabotage everywhere. And that's been a battle for me, throughout all my life in teaching. And, we don't realize what we're capable of doing until we actually do it. The amount of businesses that could have been built, that could have changed the world, but if only the person faced that anxiety, which they faced in so many other areas of their life, but when it comes to business, they put a different label on it. And that's been my more evolved teaching. I'm saying that I teach to say to people, it's not just about facing your anxiety of going for a run, it's facing any anxiety. Where is your anxiety showing up? Is it relationships? Is it business? Is it making friends? Is it traveling? Is it marketing? Is it YouTube? Is it getting therapy? Is it investing?
Be very concrete. What is it?
What is it? And be honest and start to go to
work in the bush. Exactly. What is it?
Exactly. We've all felt it. And, if you don't want to do it, that's fine. Yeah, it's one of my frustrations, Jason. I meet so many good people, not just my clients, and they're not getting paid. They're not getting paid for what they do, and they deserve to be paid, and they're great at what they do because they listen to that voice that says, you're not good enough. No one's going to buy from you. You're not worth it. You're greedy. You're upsetting people. People won't like it. But I don't walk into Whole Foods and say, you're greedy for charging me for the dark chocolate. You're greedy. And yes, or, but I understand it. I come from a poor family, a poor background, and even I've worked with people that are rich. They've got a lot of money. They're millionaires. They're scared to start a business. They're not enjoying their job. They hate their job, or they've got a lot of money, but they're not.
So sad, man.
Off the money away, but they think that they're not good enough to give the money away. So it's learning to challenge that anxiety that likes to put on different labels and make things different, but it's just anxiety showing up in a different direction.
Yeah, man. Seriously.
We're on to something.
I related to so much of that. I don't want to admit how much I'm that guy, but yeah, I deal with it. We talked about the endorphin release, right? Isn't that where this all? Look, this is so great because such great, honest dialogue is coming from each point. Even if it goes completely off course, it's still somewhat related, and I think that's cool. So I'm enjoying this. Exercise and self-esteem boost. Achieving any goal, whether it's big or small, can boost your self-esteem and confidence. Exercise provides a tangible sense of accomplishment, positively influencing one's perception over their self. Also, losing fat, gaining muscle, and feeling better can compound these benefits. I think in every form and facet, it's pretty obvious you're going to get some kind of a self-esteem boost if you start working out. Whether that's swimming, whether that's walking, maybe you're older, you sit around all the time. get up and walk. You're a weight trainer, you're a boxer, you're a runner, whatever it is. If you keep doing it, you're going to see some benefits. Well, I think you're going to gain confidence for the simple fact of repetitively going back and doing it when a lot of people don't want to get started. They don't want to do this. It's got to turn into a habit first.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's making them feeling better every single day they go to do it. But it gets better.
100%. This stuff gives you so much confidence. Even if you didn't know it does, you didn't want it to, and confidence is important with what we're talking about. And all anxious people want to feel confident to live the life that they want and improve their life or get past that voice. But I am compassionate. I do understand that it's not easy when you're going through anxiety, and I have days where it's not easy for me, but we've all got to pull together and just be honest and say, look, we all have bad days. I have many bad days, but I try not to let those bad days stop me, and I try and find gratitude and keep going. So yeah, the exercise will help you to improve other areas if you stick with it. And same with me, I'm learning things from you today because I don't know anything about diet. I'm learning now, and all I've got to do is, face my fears and ask you, and you'll tell me, or if you didn't want to tell me, you wouldn't. So it's that communication again, and just push. It's a habit. So as you said, you build a habit each day. I'd say to anyone out there, myself included, excuse me, don't think too far ahead about things that are making you anxious that you want to do, because that just puts pressure on you and the uncertainty. Just do a little bit now, tiny bit. Even if you just wrote down on a piece of paper, I would like to start my own business. I'd like to improve my income. I'd like to turn my hobby into a passion. The journaling, just do something each day. You don't know where that's going to lead to.
I think it's a great idea. Get that stuff out of your system. I think journaling, like right in the morning, right after bed, or right before bed, journaling, great time. See if you can throw down like 3 things that you're grateful for. I'm talking simple. It could be, the heater's blowing. My bed has a comfortable pillow. Whatever it is. I love my girlfriend's here with me, or my doggy that's laying next to me, whatever. And then after that, what's in your head? Just kind of page dump. No one's ever going to see it. Page dump. Just start writing out what's in your mind. Doesn't have to be 30-minute practice. Make it 10 minutes. Make it 5 minutes. Try it morning and night. Your boy, Andrew Huberman, that you were just talking about, he did an episode on the benefits of journaling recently. Did you see it?
No, I'm going to watch it. I just found his stuff recently, and he seems like a great guy. I found him because I like Goggins, and he interviewed Goggins, and I got.
Oh my God, that interview was a mind blower. I found so many gems from David Goggins in there.
I've got to watch that again. That was amazing. I found it the other day at just the right time. This is actually a day where I was struggling to get to sleep, and I loved it. I love the long podcast show. Longer the better for me. 2-3 hours or 4 hours. I love it. Yeah, I'm gonna watch more of his stuff, the Andrew stuff. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a great one, and you're never gonna catch David being apologetic for his foul mouth. That is who he is. He is as real as it gets, and I so admire him for who he is. Okay, self-esteem boost. We covered that. Now, the one aspect of exercise that can turn into something that involves more than one person is social interaction, group exercises like team sports or having a workout partner. Okay, and this can provide an opportunity for social interaction, considering the fact that isolation presents a huge problem if you have mental illness. Lots of people start hiding in their house. They avoid social interactions with other people. Hey, Johnny's birthday is next week. Are you going to come? Oh, no, I'm going to be working. Or they'll make up an excuse. They start anything to avoid social connection. So maybe somehow exercising, you talk to somebody else that maybe is a little awkward and doesn't have exercise in life. Say, let's start an exercise program together and keep each other motivated. There you go.
Great advice, 100%. Anyone listening, I hope they apply that. That's so important for all of us, mental health, and You know, when you work out, you have a great time. You build great friends working out with people. I
got friends at the gym. I'm sure you do too.
Yeah, some of my best friends come from the gym. I mean, at the moment, I enjoy working out on my own, but most of my life was working out with my best friends, or I made good friends. And so, amazing advice, amazing, especially for social anxiety sufferers, you know, who's socially awkward or feeling a bit nervous. And I felt like that many times, as you know, in my journey, Jason. So, yeah, that's I think that information is so relevant for today in the social media world with all the mental health problems and what you said. Yeah, that's important.
Yeah, exercise can tie into all these things that me and you are talking about. And yeah, and that social interaction part, a lot of people don't even think about it, but people that start getting depressed or anxious, it doesn't matter what spectrum or whatever it's on, all too often I see people go into this mode of isolation, and I've done it before. And that was when I almost died from drinking and taking drugs and all the crap after my dad died. I almost ended up dead. So it's just the fact that I was isolating. I didn't want to be around anybody. I wanted to drown all my sorrows. I wanted all my misery gone. I wanted to be so numb I didn't feel all the pain. And I had other things going on. I was going through a divorce, exact same time. Dad's got cancer, about to die. I mean, it was just one thing after another. My dog died. You couldn't ask for more. Just absolute ass whooping. No excuse though still for the way I acted, but I used it as an excuse to go to the dark side. Now it's great to look back at it because I realized how far gone I was, and the fact that I needed to reach out and say I need some help. I need somebody to talk to. I need to have social interaction. I need to stop hiding from everybody. In my misery, in my agony, in my pain, I need to share it with somebody because somebody's going to care, right?
100%. It's awesome. Oh man, thanks for sharing that. I knew a little bit about it, but no words, man, for what you've been through. Life is tough at times, but you overcame it, and
I lost my job at the same time.
Wow, you dealt with that. So, oh man, your dad passed.
You wouldn't believe that this synchrony of things that happened at the same time. I can't tell you. It was the biggest ass whoop I ever had handed to me in my life. I lost everything all at once. Lost. Go ahead.
How did you? I know it's not an easy question because people ask me, but I'm just fascinated and applaud your courage. How did you get through that difficult time with what you went through? That's tough. How did you come out the other side?
I started realizing that I was passing out, losing track of time, and sometimes waking up with somebody at a stoplight saying, "Are you alive? We've been beating on your window for 2 minutes here. The ambulance is on its way, the fire truck, and the cops." I started having crap like this happen. I'm going, how close am I to being dead? Not waking up at all. They do find a dead body in a front seat.
Wow.
That became pretty obvious that it's right around the corner. This happened to me numerous times.
So basically you're saying to me that you nearly died and you had a near-death experience from...
I know I almost died probably at least 4 or 5 times. No recollection, hours lost, completely gone. In my car. Makes me sound like such a rotten son of a bitch. And I absolutely am. There's no reason for me to have been on the road or doing anything out in the public in that respect, considering what I was under the influence of. So, yeah, I'm so not proud of it. But it's a situation I went through, and it sucked. I don't know how to tell you I escaped from it, but I had to have a job. I had to have money. I still had bills and payments and blah, blah, blah. I lost my apartment too. That's another thing I didn't say. Because my wife, the one that, it was a duplex we rent. The duplex was under her dad's name and he had canceled it. And I had been out of my dad's property for 2 weeks. taking care of him because of his glioblastoma, brain cancer, stage 4. And when I came back, whole house packed up, wife's leaving. In 2 weeks, this place it's on the market. You got to be out. What? Like, talk about just smack right upside the head.
I tell you what, Jason, you know, like I said, I didn't know much about you because you said you followed me for many years. I'm grateful. But when I went on your page, that's why I meant what I said. It come across from your Facebook. This guy's a good person. He's been through a lot. He's overcome it. He's helping others. So I don't really have any words. Like what you've done is just what a story. It's really inspired me and inspired. I love stories, and amazing that you overcome that. Amazing. And it's
I appreciate that. I appreciate that more than you know. I appreciate that more than you know, because it's not something I go around talking about because it's embarrassing. It's not many people have that many bad things happen to them all at once, and then will admit that they were drowning in alcohol and drugs and everything else they get their hands on to try and deal with it, and almost killing themselves. Not even meaningfully. Although I felt like at the time it'd probably be better off to be dead. I did. But I wasn't trying to kill myself. I was just literally taking so much to deal with things. I almost did a couple times.
Well, you know what? As a human being, Jason, anyone that goes through in life is tough. That I don't think that's embarrassing. I think your story, I think you should be proud of it. You've inspired me. You've inspired me to share my story more. But I understand when it's your own story, you can feel embarrassed to share it.
Yeah, like right now, it feels embarrassing that I just spilled the beans on all that crap. But, you know, I know I'm not going to be judged by you. This is one thing, at least. But, you know, hey, it's good to go out to the rest of everybody else out in this world. Maybe they'll love me a little more and have a little bit more, you know, care and emotion from me for what I've made it through.
By you, you know, I had a mental, you know, would never judge you. You've inspired me. I had a mental health breakdown. I lost everything. I was on benefit.
You shared it last time. I mean,
I'm not embarrassed of that. I'm not ashamed of it. You know, I've recently lost a friend to suicide. Your thing's given me strength, but I understand how you feel, and so many people are going through struggles, and I think we forget sometimes, and there's a lot of people out there that would be going through something to what you're going through, what I'm going through, and that's kind of why, other than our friendship, I wanted to get on your show and talk more and raise awareness on this and see what we can do. And a great job today. But I know a little bit you've been through, but I didn't know all of it. And
the more our friendship goes, the more we'll know about one another.
Definitely. That's amazing what you overcome. And I think I've got compassion. It's not
it's like your mountains. You've climbed over some mountains that were impossible. Lots of people never even summited. Lots of people never even made it up the first 100 feet to start the trail. You made it up to the top of the mountain and over it. And I had my mountains that I could have quit on, but I made it to the top and got over it. Those are great stories. Those are the stories everyone wants to hear, because then they can realize my life sucks. His life sucked. Sounds pretty similar. All he had to do was change his focus. Instead of dwelling on the negative, listening to the monster, and start taking action towards something positive, something consistent, something to put focus into instead of feeding that demon. Stop isolating, hanging out by yourself, listening to it tell you to do alcohol, do the drugs. Don't talk to anybody. Don't go around them because they're going to judge you. Hide in your room. Go to your house. This is the monster.
It does. It does. Jason, you've just called out the same voice that I battled with, that we all do. And man, it's good people that get you through, like what you got through your time. We need to realize that. And good people. Of course, look.
One good person saved my life. One good person.
There you go. You're going to listen, if someone judges someone who's had a bad time, then I feel bad for them, their character, because it's not nice to do that to people, and I've been there. Obviously, I try and practice forgiveness in my faith. It's not always easy. There's always good people out there, though, that help you, and if it wasn't for good people, I wouldn't be alive. I wouldn't be here. So amazing that you made it, man. keep going out.
Thanks, brother. And I'm sure as hell glad somebody helped you through your trials and tribulations as well.
Oh, and Jason, that's another story. I mean, funny you speak on stories. I've been trying to explain the reason why I'm doing all this campaign, all this training, is to get more courage to share more of my story, what you've done today. Because I feel like sometimes we share our story, but we don't share all of it because we feel embarrassed or we feel ashamed or a bit scared about how people will view us. But I'm trying to encourage people more, and myself, share that bit more. That could stop someone killing themselves who thinks that you can't understand what they're going through. Whether it's drugs, addiction, you lose someone. Look, we all lose someone. I just lost my best friend. I'm grieved.
You're so right. It's going to happen to everybody.
You lost your dad. I lost my nan to cancer. My nan was my best friend 12 years ago. I've never gotten over that. But we got to keep going and help each other. What are we here to do? What's the point otherwise?
Exactly. These lessons, these trials, these tribulations that you faced, you're going to share. You're going to help. Somebody is going to get uplifted because what you went through, how intimately the details are that you share, will help them realize they can get through it just the same way you did. They can try doing whatever methods it was that worked for you. They don't have to feel alone. There's somebody else out there there's so many people that have experienced the same kind of traumas and bad things and the anxieties and the panics and depressions. You just got to find them. And sometimes it's not just taking that knowledge, like I was saying at the beginning. Knowledge, going back, like I was listening to this dude a long time ago when he was first starting out. And I got good information. He still was good on that back then. He always gave good information. Probably like an honor thing with you. You're not gonna throw out BS on the internet. You're gonna speak truth. And that truth I felt, and I knew if I would take a little bit of this and that he would say here and there and do something with it, it could make me a better human being. It could make me better than the situation I was in at that moment. And it did.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Now that makes me feel it's the right word. Gratitude, appreciation. Appreciation. So
I think you found your purpose, my friend.
Definitely. But yeah, I think about that a lot lately with a story sharing, and it's usually when people share their insecurities, the stuff that they're scared to share, that seems to help the most, more so than the good bits, which is okay. But I got really motivated by Goggins, not because he's in great shape and he runs a lot, which is great, but more about he was in the darkness, what he went through with his dad, the embarrassment, the depression. Basically, I'll tell you now, he's got the courage to talk about that awful inner voice, and a lot of people I found, it's getting better, they don't admit that, and I'm not judging, but it's frustrating, and it made me feel like I'm not on my own. I had all those struggles. So it's sharing the bits that are embarrassing, that we don't want to share because we want people to view us in a good way. That's the bits that help, I found anyway. Really get, if you're in a dark place and you're struggling, and of course it's good to share the good bits as well, that you're in good shape, that you're doing well.
Yeah.
All right as well. But yeah, man, love story sharing. The Rocky story, the comeback story.
This is that everybody loves a good comeback story. So maybe we need to make a movie script. We'll combine our stories to make it even more horrible sounding. And then the breakthrough will be even bigger. We'll over dramatize it.
Did I just tell you a joke? I did an event recently, quite a while back. It was a free event for business or something. And I told my story there. One guy, honestly, he got up and left. And I said, it's fine. I always give people, they don't have to say if they don't want it. Then he messaged me saying, sorry. He said his blood pressure raised when he heard my story. Then he thanked me and said that it inspired him. He realized that he had a lot of fears in his life that he weren't facing. But I'm not laughing, I had compassion, but he said it helped him. But so sometimes it is hard when people hear the truth about the gruesome challenges that you've been through. But what can we do, man? If it's I'd rather offend someone and save their life then please them and, talk a bunch of BS or just share the good bits. But I just found that funny. I was glad
That's
that
amazing.
Yeah, but yeah.
My first thing would have been like, he hates my speech.
I was like, I just shared a little bit. You ain't even heard the mental hospital story yet.
And I already ran him out.
Exactly.
Oh, that's amazing, though. That is amazing.
Stories.
Made his heart rate go through the roof. Wow.
In the end, he thanked me and apologized.
With great power comes great responsibility. Don't forget this.
Exactly.
All right, my friend. Well, is there anything else on, say, workout, programming, nutrition, any of the healthy aspects of this stuff you've incorporated into your life that helps you live exactly the way that you want to for your mental health? Or did we cover all of what you would like to share?
Yeah. I think we did a great job. I would say for me, it's been about enjoying it, not putting pressure, learning as I go along, having conversations, doing what we've done today, and not beating myself up when I have a bad day or I break my healthy eating, and just I know it sounds cliche, just enjoying it. I love it. I enjoy it, and just sticking with it and just seeing where it goes. So I could go on and on and on, but I think we covered so much, and we can do another one if you like on business or whatever. Keep the dialogue going, because it just, as you said, it don't matter where it goes. It's honest. It's great stuff.
It's gonna be good no matter what. It's gonna be good.
Life stories. So yeah, definitely.
So yeah, this has been a great discussion over working out and the benefits on your mind if you're dealing with any kind of depression and anxiety. Up and coming in the very near future, maybe I'll get Johnny to come back and do a business podcast with us and tell us how we can do things to run a business, since it's like almost speaking another language to me. I'm not good at marketing and all the different things and I think there's lots of creative individuals that have this problem.
Yeah. Oh man, if you hear my stories, if you hear the challenges and the failures that I went through, and being broke and having no money, then making money, then being scared of money, then losing money, all the ups and downs, and I'd love to share that and help people. I've got a lot of experience in business, 12 years now. So I made a lot of mistakes, still learning, got a lot of things right. So yeah, I'd love to do a talk on business. I can put a little business suit on, get the theme going, and
hell yeah, dude. Putting on a suit looks sharp anyways. Maybe I'll wear one too that day.
That would be a good idea. Just
slick my hair back so I look like a Guido. I'll be from the Italian mob.
I'd love to do it. I'd love to share a story on the business side, and we can talk business. And I like, what's the word you Americans use? Is it we chop it up? Is that a word you use? I like the words.
We don't. I mean, chop it up is like having a discussion, correct?
Yes. Well, chop it up.
Yes. Then we'll chop it up.
Yeah, definitely, man. Look, thank you for letting me on your show again. I love it. I always enjoy it. Always enjoy the chats.
Oh, my pleasure. Anytime you would like to come on here, I'll be glad to have you on. You're brilliant. You're well articulated. You know what you're talking about. And everything you say just makes sense. And it's just honest. I dig that. And I hope everybody else out there that listens to this gets to experience that here with Johnny. That's who he is. He is as vulnerable and real as it gets. And I want that on here to share with you. So thanks so much, man, for being here, John. And stay warm.
We'll do, man.
What degrees do you got right now?
You know what? It's freezing in here. I've got to get my heating on. It's because I've been running, my body temperature's slowed down. I'm not sure what it is, but it's really cold, really freezing.
Okay, you want to know what it is in Texas?
Go for it.
26. So we're warming up. We went through a week of being in the lower teens. So
wow,
we had that little cold thing come blowing through.
Wow. Do you know what, Jason? all places in the States, would probably be number one on my list. I don't want to exclude other states. I've got a lot of American friends and clients, so I don't want to don't upset anyone. But yeah, I like Texas. I don't know what it is about Texas. Just I just go by feel, what I feel. I just think it's would like it. Nice people, nice place.
A lot of open land, lots of great people in Dallas, Fort Worth, Austin, San Antonio, Houston. There's good people all over the place. Lots of the small towns nobody ever hears about. They got little bitty amounts, a couple hundred people living in them. So cool. It's like going back in time, some of the towns in Texas.
Wow.
So maybe that's in the future too. Come board up with Jay Scott and we'll go on an adventure.
And let me start praying on that. One of my anxieties, I've still got it. I haven't faced it yet. It's coming to America. That was like a movie. But I've gone to other countries. But yeah, that's one of my anxieties is coming to America. Don't know why I'm scared.
Airplane or just America?
Not the airplane. I'm not scared of flying. I went to Germany and Latvia. I just think the whole idea around it, I've built it up a lot. I grew up watching American movies and it just seems like a different planet. It seems like a big trip, but let's see if I do it. I'd like to.
It is another planet.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep.
I've been to some other countries and they're very different than here. Very different.
Yeah, but a lot of friends in America, yourself included, some clients, friends. So
come around here anytime. I'll take care of you.
Awesome, appreciate it, Jason, man.
All right, my brother. Well, you stay warm. Thank you so much for this conversation. It was enlightening and appreciated as always, and I'll be looking forward to our next one, my friend.
Awesome, man. Appreciate it, Jason. Speak to you soon. We'll do the next one. I'll talk to you on email, all right?
Okay, my man. Take care.
Awesome, man. Nice one. Bless you.
Bless you too, brother.
Keeping it real.
Hey, thanks for joining in. If you're enjoying this podcast, please rate, review, comment, subscribe, and if so inclined, please support the podcast for as low as $1 a month, or you can leave me a tip. Look down below in the description. We'll catch you next time. Take care.